So Jailbreak has announced a new live event prize coming to this update, as well as a new war between Jailbreak and Adopt Me. Also, I'm hosting a season pass giveaway, and the giveaway ends on Friday, so the winners will be announced after the live event. But now, let's get into the stuff that got announced. So if we head on to Simo's Twitter here, you can see this tweet called "Your Live 2026 Jailbreak Event Rims, inspired by Fire and Void. Exclusive to those who attend our live event, Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time." And here, I'm gonna play the video, so yeah. So the rim is completely an animated rim, and I told Asimo, does the rim come with sound effects? And Asimo said, sound effects are not included, but these are rims not to miss. And then this guy said, is it going to be tradable? And Asimo said, exclusive to attendees, so it won't be tradable. So pretty much it's like the Live 2024 rim, where you only can get it if you attend in the live event. So it's not tradable, unfortunately. And this is animated, so this is actually a really cool rim. But now let's get into the Jailbreak and Adopt Me war. So if you don't know, Jailbreak is doing a live event on June 13th, and Adopt Me is doing their biggest admin abuse on June 13th too. So if we go to this tweet right here from Asimo, he's gonna say here, keeping our live event time. No plans to move us around Adopt Me. See you at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time next week. We ball. And then Asimo said, oh, and play Adopt Me. You could reschedule to 9:15. Then we'd both be out of each other's way. No shade, we locked this time in ages ago. And then Asimo reposted it saying, Adopt Me. We are not backing down. This is our biggest update ever. We've been doing these events longer than your players have been alive. Team Jailbreak will win. Last chance, move your event to 9:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Asimo replied with, Adopt Me players. You've kindled the fire I started. This is war if your side doesn't budge. Jailbreak will not back down. And then around a few yesterday, Asimo announced the Jailbreak Discord this. At everyone, Team Jailbreak, if Adopt Me doesn't move their event 15 minutes by this time tomorrow, we're officially declaring war. So yeah, massive amounts of tweets are of people saying the hashtag Team Jailbreak, and then some are saying fight for Jailbreak. First up, we had Jailbreak versus Mad City. Then we had Prison Life versus Jailbreak in 2025. And now we have Adopt Me and Jailbreak reunite to war again. Because in 2020, Jailbreak had 500,000 concurrent players in the 2020 live event. And there was actual proof of them beating Adopt Me's concurrent player count, which is actually crazy. And now seeing them for the second time reunite in a war is insane, because these are two big games. Jailbreak's doing their biggest live event now, because this is one of their biggest live events. Even Asimo said it. And Adopt Me's also doing their biggest admin abuse, which is actually crazy. Jailbreak is almost at 300,000 players interested. So I'll be shocked how we will see the numbers when the live event happens. And for Adopt Me, there is 38,000 players interested. Also, we're going back to the Twitter because there's some funny things I found. And yeah, you could see Asimo tagged Adopt Me and Nufisi, the founder of Adopt Me and Uplift Games. And yeah, it's one of the Adopt Me pets in a Jailbreak cell. To be fair, this Jailbreak cell looks a bit different. A lot of people are saying, what the hell is this? And then Radiant said, bro, what are we doing? And Asimo said, which side are you on? And then the Adopt Me reporters account said, what have you done? Jailbreak live events happen at a scale not many Adopt Me players understand. We want Adopt Me to have their full audience. We know we'll take from them with how big our event is. Move 15 minutes and avoid war. New Fizzy, you have until this time tomorrow. And then this guy replied with, I don't think Adopt Me will get players from your stolen from your dead game. 7K to 15K players compared to 350K. So shut up. Max your event is gonna get to 400 to 700K, and Adopt Me will still get over 1 million players even with your dead ass event. And then Asima responded with, we won in the past and stole your players from these same events. You wouldn't even have admin abuse without us. If Adopt Me wants the best for their game, they will just move 15 minutes. And then this guy, and then they replied back saying, last time I checked when a screenshot from COVID times was sent, Jailbreak still had 100k CCU less. It's not literally not affecting at all. Adopt Me isn't gonna explode if we change our time, stop making the communities fight for no reason, and just let everything be chill. And then I replied with saying, Adopt Me more like LARP me. They replied with, call Adopt Me however you want. But this is more than simple rage baiting jokes. So this is, I will say, this is a real tweet. We just deleted, so you can't find this. And then Asimo here said, I am currently in negotiations with the Adopt Me team. I don't normally negotiate with terrorists, but I'll hear them out. Asimo then responded with, if you're offended by the word terrorist in a movie quote, you are definitely an Adopt Me player. Do your parents know you're online? Judging by the ratio, oh my god. This guy right here got hardly ratioed so hard. And then later today, as Simo tweeted this, he said, hi, talks have concluded with Jesse and Fissy on good terms. We've decided that either game moving can job paradise the launch of Piggy Intercity with the real Minitoon for this reason. We both call for peace. We will both be launching at 9 a.m. Saturday in a non-violent friendly competition. Much respect to the devs and players of Adopt Me. Our history goes way back, and this Saturday will be thrilling for both. Thank you. So, yeah, the Adopt Me pet is now free from prison and he has a little bone in his hand. So, yeah, maybe a war will not happen eventually. So, it's gonna be peace. So, both events will happen at 9 a.m. at Saturday, June 13th, Pacific Standard Time. So, yeah, there's no war gonna be happening. But at least one of these people got rage baited, a amount of ratio has happened, and that was actually hella funny. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more live and stuff if they ever announce stuff. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.